Hi, beautiful souls. So this is a little video where I'm going to discuss how to review the last year that we've had within Galactic Mayan Astrology. So we're moving into Red Cosmic Moon, the 13th year of 13 years of Red Moon process, which has been very much about the divine feminine returning within and without. There's been all of this women empowerment, there's been all of this moving more into a feminine flow with our life paths as opposed to the linear. And seeing that the old systems no longer work, and this being like this collective realization that we can't do this anymore and we're not going to do it anymore, and the return of creativity. So we're moving into, on the 26th of July, this new year. So it's a really important time to review kind of what the past year has been. So last year on the 26th of July in 2017, we began a year process of yellow crystal seed. So when we look at the crystal tone, which is the 12th tone, the 12th year of our 13-year process, it's about community and co-creation. So there's a real gateway, like to see the way that we relate and to see our issues around relationship and the ideal that we want to create within relationship. And there's been this big theme of codependency and co-creation, the two sides of the coin. So in order to really kind of utilize the last little bit of yellow seed energy, and allow ourselves to really seed, what we're wanting to bring in, we can really look back and see what we've learned this year with regard to relationship. What were the seeds that were planted for us in relationship when we were children, because that sets, the energy code and the framework for the rest of our lives. And there's a shadow side and a light side within that we can transform. So as I say, there's this thread of codependency, which is kind of, the way that we have been taught to relate to one another. You need to meet my needs. A lot of the time within parenting, because parents, their needs didn't get met, they didn't get taught how to meet their own needs. And, kind of, we don't just meet our own needs, we do meet each other's needs, but it comes from a loving heart space when we're in balance, as opposed to this needy, grabbing energy. So this co-creative crystal tone is very much about codependency or co-creation, and, creating stability amongst chaos and being able to continuously meet our needs, even when, we are being in the middle of it, when we're in the middle of a storm. So I really invite you, if you have the time and space, to kind of just review what has happened within relationship for you this past 12 months, 13 moon months, which is totally more aligned, but the same amount of time. So what has actually gone on for you? What challenges have you had within relationships? Have you had challenges around communication? Have you had challenges around boundaries? Have you had challenges around opening your heart? Figure out what the challenges that you've had within relationship over the past year cycle have been, and also what are the changes? What is it that you wanted to create? What is it that you wanted to bring in? Oh, beautiful. So I'm in Bali right now, and the rain has just come on. It feels so beautiful, because this is a perfect mirror, for what we're able to access over these next few days. It's like the clearing, the washing away of, what has happened over the past year cycle, and, really giving ourselves the opportunity to review, because, reviewing gives us the insight into our energetic codes. There's also a cat meowing down there too, and, cats for me are very much about the feminine, and, what I feel as well intuitively that, there's these kind of the feminine energy that exists within us all. So from my perspective, we've got like the masculine, linear, thinking, working out, doing, and the feminine, receptive, gentle, flowing energy. And, within the two, there's a balance point. But as we're moving into the 13th year of Red Moon, as we've been in a 13-year cycle of Red Moon, and as we've been living in this patriarchal construct, the feminine need, which, is symbolized by the amazing kitten that was just meowing with a need, this feminine need that is within us to be able to flow and to be in connection and communication with spirit and to trust, and to be permitted to give ourselves permission to trust and to flow and to not know, whilst also being balanced with this plan and this like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm doing. This need, that word's a funny word, but within us to be able to let go and co-create with spirit and co-create with other humans is really ripe, So yeah, over the next few days, just give yourself the opportunity to be still and to feel and to review what's gone on within relationship to you. And then once you figure out what your lessons have been, what your challenges have been, as opposed to doing the blamey finger, that shit relationship that happened with that person and they didn't do this and they didn't do that, it's taking it deeper to, okay, so what are the needs underneath that? And what are the beliefs underneath that? It's like, what was it that didn't work? And you can't do anything about the other person, you can only do something about yourself. So it's recognizing, okay, so if you did attract something abusive, what part of you was the corresponding magnet to that behavior? What belief within you was the thing that set that in motion? And yeah, we're constantly going through this cyclical reality, and we're meeting the same energy signatures of people all of the time. But as we shift our internal world, our interactions with that energy type shift too. If we've been abused, we're not always going to be abused. That's not the thing. But we will probably always meet the abuser. But how we interact with that and what happens in relationship to that is what shifts as we shift. So yeah, the abuser might be there, but they're not going to come anywhere near you because you don't have the corresponding magnet to actually pull it into relationship anymore. So yeah, so have yourself a merry little Christmas. Don't know where that came from, but see it as that time, of like, okay, I'm going to give myself a few days to just review, like we would do around like the Gregorian New Year, which doesn't actually hold any significance, whatever. And yeah, relationships have been key. So really give yourself time to review what worked, what didn't, and then what you wanting to bring in. What does right relationship mean to you, and how can you get closer to that? Really, utilize this last little bit of the year that we've been in, and allow yourself to review the seeds that were planted in you, what you've allowed to grow, especially with regard to relationship, and what you're ready to pull out now. If you've got loads of invasive weeds there, it's only you that can do the clearing of that. And yeah, and then planting these new seeds, or what seeds have already been planted within you around community, like within community living, what works and what doesn't for you personally, and that's okay. It's okay. Whatever you feel is okay, and whatever feels right for you is okay. But there's really this opportunity now just to review, see what's going on with your relationships, really take note of your reality. Because often, again, because we're still kind of living in the end of this patriarchal era, we're kind of, I need to be going and I need to be doing, and we don't really give ourselves time to stop and review. And this 13th year of the 13 years of Red Moon that we've been moving through is really an opportunity to stop, go internal. And yeah, somebody commented on one of my videos like, oh, does that mean I need to stop fueling my vision? Not at all. But the truth of the matter is that vision is not coming from you, it's coming from higher you. And that higher you can only bring that into form through you when you're clear. If you have got a bottle full of shit and you try and pour water into it, it's not going to work. If you've got an empty bottle, then choop, it's this like, the more that we clear our limiting beliefs, our past experiences, our traumas, and we never clear them to get rid of them, we just reintegrate that part of us that had to split off from us in order to survive. So as we bring those parts of us home, all of a sudden we're this clear vessel. You know, the more love that we have, the more clear that we are, and the more able then we're able to naturally allow our visions to manifest. The synchronicity permits its manifestation, you know, because we're in alignment. So the universe is working with us to bring it into form. But if we're out of alignment, we're not able to step into that flow of ease and grace. So when the focus is on the internal of, okay, what's in the way, as that shifts, naturally the dream manifests on the outside. Naturally we're guided to the places that we need to be without the need to like, okay, I need to sit and I need to think and I need to form and I need to process and do. No, especially not within this year. You know, it's a, okay, why do I think I need to do that? Is it based in fear? Where's that fear from? How can I dissolve that? Oh, I've got ease. Oh, wicked, yeah. I'll come and spend time with you and do that and then meet that amazing person that leads me to that thing. But then all of a sudden at that conference and shit, the dream is manifested. Yeah. So I'm sending you loads of love for these last few days of Yellow Crystal Seed Year. And I look forward to celebrating the new year with you, whether that is in person in Hebden Bridge in the UK, or whether that is, you know, through the beautiful connection that we have in other realms. Sending you loads of love from Bali, the beautiful rain of Bali, sending deep gratitude for the mirror of reality and the way that it completely falls into alignment at the most perfect time in order to offer teachings. Take care, beautiful ones.